everyone, good morning, happy Sunday. I cannot remember the last time I did a Sunday reset, let alone the last time I did a vlog of a Sunday reset routine. And oh my gosh, do I need one? My brain needs one, this house needs one. I feel like the list of stuff to do today is so long. I've just done the obligatory sweep of mugs. I don't know if that's like a classic thing in your house where you just end up with like hundreds of mugs all throughout the house. And the volume I collected today was a good indication of how much a reset, refresh day is 100% needed. I think there's 8 mugs there. We live in a house of 2 people. There is no justification for why 8 mugs have been scattered all over this house. So we actually have such a nice Sunday on the cards. To me, this is like my dream Sunday, to be honest. Cameron is currently playing golf. I'm gonna reset, refresh this house a little bit. Then we're going to see our friends for lunch. Summer's over, guys. I don't know if you got the memo, but if you're in the UK, we had summer. It was about a week long. Autumn's here. It's pouring with rain. We're rolling with it. And you know what we're doing to really roll with it and embrace it? We're going to lunch with our friends for a roast. I'm normally very strict on roasts belong in autumn and winter in my world. I know lots of people in the UK have roasts all year round. I do not. However, it is July and we're going for a roast. So that is going to be so nice because to me, Sundays don't get better than they are in the autumn and winter. So we're kind of having a merge of the two today. So we need to get this place refreshed, reset. I've got a couple of hours before Leah's gonna arrive here. And then me, Leah and Mosey, the dog, are gonna chill for a bit and then wander over to the pub. We've got a table booked and then the boys are gonna meet us at the pub after their golf to have a roast. And then we've got a lovely chilled evening planned. We're watching the new season of The Bear at the moment. Anyway, it's gonna be such a lovely day, but I need to do some laundry. This floor needs a mop. Why does it always need a mop? We need to stop hosting people. No, we love it so much, but because we always have people round and we don't make people take their shoes off at the door, which is very casual, but it does mean this floor needs a mop quite often. Floor needs a mop, laundry needs to go on, living room just needs like a refresh, you know, and blankets and pillows, everything just ends up all over the place. I just want to get it feeling nice so we can come back from lunch, have a chilled evening, maybe open a bottle of wine, just relax. So if a reset or a refresh is also on the cards for you today, pop me on in the background. Let's get cleaning together. If not and you're enjoying a cozy Sunday, then grab yourself a cup of tea or a coffee or whatever your drink of choice is, cozy up and let's do it. Happy Sunday, everyone.
Yesterday, there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now, there's something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Oh, dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other. Beyond gravel, beyond all. Hand in hand, building castles out of sand, reaching for the grand. As willows.
Okay, I'm officially at that part in the process where I need some entertainment to get me through the next stint of productivity. So I think I'm going to pop on Blinkist. For those of you that have been around for a while, you'll know that I've been working with Blinkist for a while. Blinkist is the app where I get all of my non-fiction content. Blinkist has over 6,500 non-fiction books, and they basically summarize those books into 15-minute segments, 15-minute blinks, for you to get all of the key points and the most important takeaways from those books, which for me is just the perfect way to consume non-fiction books because it just means I get to do all the learning and the self-improvement and the development that is what I look for in non-fiction books without having to read the entire thing cover to cover. So today I'm thinking I might actually listen to a guide. I popped a guide into one of my spaces, so you can also organize all the books that you choose into, you can basically organize your library into mini folders that are called Blinkist spaces. And I've always had one for mindfulness and productivity and one for professional development. So I'm gonna go into my mindfulness and productivity one because I think I saved a Mo Gawdat guide in here earlier that I haven't listened to yet that I thought looked really good. Okay, here it is. Now I'm remembering what it was that I saved. Becoming unstressable. Oh look, I actually saved part 2 into my folder. So now I've saved part 1 as well. Become unstressable, part 1, the biology of stress. I also don't you just love Mo Gawdat's voice? I love it. In the first part of this 2-part guide to becoming unstressable, you'll learn to recognize the key signs and types of stress. Join Mo Gawdat, the author of Soul for Happy and Scary Smart, as he explains the biology of stress and gives pointers for limiting the stresses in your life. Discover how to reframe your relationship to everyday burdens and anxieties and move forward with positive energy. Oh, I love it. So the guides are kind of more comprehensive walkthroughs than just like necessarily a 15-minute book. But honestly, this has been on my list for so long. I'm going to pop this in my ears now. So I'm going to pop that on now. And then we're going to tackle, oh, there we go, he's playing in my ear. And then we're going to tackle the next stint of cleaning. But if you also want to give Blinkist a try, if you also like to consume your non-fiction content in just the most efficient way possible, then if you follow the link in the description box or scan the QR code, you'll get a 7-day free trial and 40% off Blinkist's annual premium membership. Thank you so much again to Blinkist for sponsoring this part of the video. Okay, Mo, teach me how to be unflappable and unstressable and relaxed all the time. Let's hear what he's got to say for himself. Let's do it. Feeling good about that. In my book, that was a very good morning blitz of cleaning stuff. Leah's now going to be here in about 15 minutes. And I thought that's a good place to just like stop and have a little bit of a break. I've got that curse because we're going for a roast, which we always do kind of in the middle of the afternoon. Like to me, a roast is at like a 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock kind of a meal. I don't really know. Anyway, we're going for a roast at 3 and it's now 1:45. I'm so hungry. So now I need to try and last. Anyway, I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna do a little bit of admin. You know, why not just keep going on the productivity vibes of my day? I've actually got some Wedmin to do. I need to reply to a couple of planners that have been in touch, which is so exciting. Speaking of Wedmin, you might have also noticed that the ring is gone, which is so heartbreaking. Over the last 24 hours, I keep like panicking and being like, where is it? But anyway, I decided to get it resized. It was nearly perfect, but I just think it is a bit too big, especially because in the summer it feels slightly too big. So I think in winter it would definitely be too big because in the summer like I'm all swollen and hot and sweaty and things like that. So we took it back to the place and we're getting it resized, which means I have to survive 10 days. I have to survive 10 days. I actually can't remember if that was 10 working days. It probably is, which is like 2 weeks without my ring. So that's where it is if you notice that it's missing. So yeah, every now and again I keep like, I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh my gosh, or I get out the shower and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's gone down the drain. I keep having these panics. Now I have to remind myself, no, it's fine. You handed it over. It's doing its thing. So anyway, I'm gonna do some Wedmin, chill out, and then Leah will be here in a bit. We'll go get some food. We'll have some lovely roast. But yeah, the pub that we're going to is one of our favorite pubs in Surrey. I don't actually know if it is in Surrey. It might actually count as being in Greater London. It's a bit further closer to London, but it's right near Hampton Court Palace. So if you ever go for a day at Hampton Court Palace, there's a pub right opposite called the Mute Swan. And I mean, it's just a pub. There's nothing fancy about it whatsoever, but the food is really good. And trust me, I've been to quite a lot of London pubs or British pubs in general, not just in London. And the Mute Swan definitely does some really good food. So highly recommend if you're after a pub spot that's near the palace, if you ever go there for like a touristy day. So we're gonna drive up towards the palace and then go there for lunch, which will be really nice, and meet the boys there because they're actually playing golf today on Hampton Court Golf Course. Right, let's get to my inbox. and Leah have just left. We just got home. I completely failed to film lunch. I actually didn't have a roast in the end, so all of that talk about having roast out of season was fine because we got there and then there was a little blitz of sunshine. It left again very rapidly and we left in the pouring rain. But the sun did come up, we were there, so we all ended up having fish and chips, which, as I said, the Meat Swan food is very good. So if you're ever in the area, but we all had fish and chips, which felt far more summery, so I'm happy with that. Anyway, we're now back. I'm unnecessarily exhausted. I don't know why I'm so tired all of a sudden. I feel like all my energy levels have just crashed. It's now about 5 o'clock. 6 o'clock, oh my gosh, it's so much later than I thought. It's now 6 o'clock. I think Cameron's making himself a glass of wine. I'll probably go join him in a little bit. And I've just picked up a new book to read. I finished Just for the Summer this morning. It was so good, but I'll talk about it in one of my bookish videos. I've just picked up Beach Read to read next. It wasn't the one I thought I was going to go for, but I don't know, something about it was just calling to me on the shelf. So this is up next, but I'll see. We're also in the middle of watching The Bear on Disney Plus, which if you haven't seen The Bear, watch it. It's so good. I was so convinced there wasn't a series we hadn't seen yet, but completely wrong. We hadn't seen series 3, so we're now a couple of episodes into series 3. It's so fantastic. It's about a chef who has been trained in some of the world's best Michelin star restaurants, who returns to, I think it's based in Chicago, that's terrible, I don't know that, who returns to Chicago. Maybe it sounds like Cameron's having a gin and tonic instead. Are you having a gin and tonic? Yeah, Cameron's having a gin and tonic instead. I might go get wine. But it's all about a chef who was trained in like the best restaurants in the world, the best Michelin starred restaurants in the world. And then he is basically summoned back to Chicago to run by his family, to run his brother's sandwich shop. And it's all about how he kind of takes over the family legacy of this sandwich shop and tries to inject some of his fancy Michelin starred ways into this very like local sandwich shop establishment. Anyway, it's so good. I probably didn't even need to explain it. I feel like it's so popular, but if you haven't seen The Bear, definitely watch it. So we might put a bit of that on, might read my book. For now, it's definitely the chill portion of the evening. I do still need to do another load of washing, so I'll probably do that in a little bit. Okay, I'm officially putting my stash of crisps away that I was munching on before we went out because I was so hungry before we went to lunch. And Cameron has just gone to have a shower after his day of golf, but he's made himself a gin and tonic, which means I am going to get myself a glass of wine, and I'm very excited to open this because Naked Wines have very kindly sent me some wine to try. This isn't sponsored or anything, they've just very kindly sent me some wine to try. Oh my gosh, stop! They've sent me 6 bottles, that's so generous. If you haven't tried Naked Wines before, I honestly really recommend it. I used to use it at the flat and then I haven't used it for ages since, which I honestly don't know why. We need to get back on it. Yeah, if you're super into your wine, I really recommend checking them out because you just get like really good quality wine for the price, or I feel like you get much better quality wine for a cheaper price than you do in like standard supermarkets. Or if you are new to wine and you don't really drink a lot of wine, then it's a really good place to start because you can get like mixed boxes of stuff and just see what you like. Obviously, we're quite like a winey household. Cameron absolutely loves it, and we're probably going to get married on a wine farm. So wine forms a big part of this house. But anyway, I'm very interested to see what they've sent. Honestly, this is so generous. I also asked, even though I said like this isn't sponsored at all, this is just, they've very kindly gifted it. And they have given me a code to give to you guys. So if you use the code EM30, you'll get £30 off your order, which means you can get 6 bottles of wine for only $34.99. Yeah, 6 bottles of wine for only $34.99. I feel like that's insane, to be honest. Prosecco, that's so nice. It's always worth having a bottle of Prosecco in your back pocket so you can celebrate with stuff. Some of these bottles are stunning. I'm gonna have to show Cameron some of these because, not gonna lie, he knows more about wine than I do, but he's very good at picking out what I like when I tell him the types of wine I like, which, to be honest, so are Naked Wines. Italian, we love an Italian wine, just come back from Italy. Honestly, look at some of these bottles, they're so pretty. Thank you so much, Naked Wines, for sending these, that's so kind of you. But yeah, EM30 anyone, if you want to get 30 quid off some wine. I'm gonna pour myself some now. I think I'm gonna go for red. What have we got here? Winemaker of the Year special release. Maybe this has to be the one that I go for this evening. Again, I know it's not all about aesthetics, but is that not just a stunning bottle? Old vine conservation harvested by hand. Ooh, nice. What says a Sunday more than a cosy glass of red wine sat on the sofa reading a new book? Because to me that sounds basically perfect. Right, I'm gonna keep this bottle out. I'm gonna stash these in our wine storage over here. I'm gonna pour myself a nice glass of this and chill out. Lovely jubbly. Just like that, Sunday is finished. The light in here is so beautiful at sunset. We are in bed so early, it's 1 minute to 9, so it's about to turn 9 o'clock, which to be fair, we've been in bed earlier than this before, but we're both so exhausted. I don't know why. Maybe it's because we had like a couple of glasses of wine. We had like one at lunch and then one when we got home, and maybe that's just knocked us out, but we're exhausted. So we're climbing into bed. I'm gonna start beach read and just like, well, I started it earlier, but I'm gonna read another like 10 pages or something, just small, just to get me into the gist of it. And then I'll pick it up again tomorrow. I'm not gonna do like a big reading session tonight, but look at this sunset out the window. It's so pretty. Oh, it's one of those things that's like not being captured properly on camera, but I'm telling you, you'll just have to take my word for it. But yeah, I feel like today was a good Sunday. I didn't get done all the things I necessarily wanted to do in my reset. The mopping didn't happen, and I also really wanted to change the sheets in the spare room. But to be honest, I think that's also probably quite a realistic Sunday where you have all these things you want to do on your to-do list and you just don't get to them all. But by and large, it was nice to give this place a little bit of a refresh, give myself a bit of a reset, see some friends, have some lovely lunch, and then just sit on the sofa and read and watch TV. I've been watching Charmed this afternoon, which was so nice. Cameron fell asleep on the sofa. Anyway, and now we're crawling into bed. So it's been such a lovely Sunday. I hope you've enjoyed resetting with me. And if you are watching this on a Sunday, then I hope you've had a lovely, lovely weekend. But otherwise, I hope you're having the loveliest week, and I truly can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye guys.